In the previous lectures, we went over the presets, how to use them, and how to create your own preset. In this lecture, we will be going over some tips and points to keep in your mind if you want to sell your presets or make your preset for sale for another person or another person usage. While editing or creating a preset, keep in mind that your preset will be applied on different images with different conditions, with different lighting, or different white balance. The best practice is to don't make drastic changes to the exposure of an image unless if it's necessary, because every image will have different lighting conditions and different situations. For example, different time of the day, or it might be a night photograph. And for your preset to be optimized and work on different kinds of images, don't change too much in the exposure areas, and always keep in mind that this preset will be applied on different images with different conditions. Another thing to keep in your mind is, as I mentioned on the previous lecture, is lens correction settings. As we know that only raw images will contain the necessary information for Lightroom to adjust the lens correction or do the lens correction settings automatically. And our preset might be used on JPEG images, and that setting will not be working and the user will face some problems. The next one is transform. And the best practice is to don't check this or don't edit the transform panel if you want to make a preset out of the edit that you are making, because every image will have different problems, different geometry, and will not be the same. For example, if we straighten this image, another image will be in different condition and our setting will not work, and it will create undesirable edits or effects if we apply that preset. The next one is spot removal, radial, graduated, or adjustment brushes. For example, if we create a radial brush for eye of our subject in this image and we copy the same information or the same radial effect onto another image, this area, it might be a mountain, a river, or anything else, and it will not be perfect, and our image will have a part of that is very differently edited than the other. So keep in your mind, unless your preset is heavily relied upon this radial filter or graduated filters, don't copy them or include them in the preset settings, because every image will be different and we do not know that. So the settings that are left are the creative parts. For example, vibrance, saturation, the tone curve, and the calibration and HSL panel. You can use these panels to create creative edits and just sell them as preset. And the user will be using these effects from us, and the user should be able to apply the exposure or transform or lens correction themselves, because if we include them in the presets, they might get into some problems and our preset will not work perfectly on every image. So keep these points in your mind if you want to export your presets and sell them as a digital product.